And now, it's time for the Ford Advantage, presented by Maritime Ford, home of the 1% rule.
Maritime Ford, Lincoln Mercury, it's time for Maritime.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Steve, back with you for another edition of the Ford Advantage. Last week I mentioned several awards and accolades that Ford has won over the past few months. Well, we have now officially blown the lid off this thing. Wait until you hear some of these. I'm going to start off with the 2010 Automotive Excellence Awards. This is handed out by the good people at Popular Mechanics. There are 10 such awards given out annually. And for the first time in history, people, one company won 3 out of 10. And I don't think I have to tell you what company that was. For their Performance Award, the Ford Mustang brought home first place. That one actually really surprised me, considering all the new entries into that segment this year. For the Ford Mustang to do that was a really nice feather in its cap. For their Workhorse Award, the new Transit Connect gets it done. And then finally, for their Off-Road Award, the F-150 Raptor brought home the bacon. Now, when you think about all the options that are out there, for one manufacturer to win 3 out of 10 of these, it's absolutely unheard of. But that doesn't even come close to exciting me as much as this next one does. It's from Consumer Reports, easily the most trusted third-party reviewer out there, and their headline reads, Ford secures place among world's most reliable car makers. Ford Fusion and Mercury Milan reliability tops Honda Accord and Toyota Camry. Did you hear that? The Ford Fusion's reliability tops the Accord and Camry. The article then goes on to say that Ford has secured its position as the only Detroit automaker with world-class reliability. I feel like pausing for a moment of silence after that. This is a big, big deal. I mean, I almost wanted to cry after I heard this. It's unprecedented. Everybody's running around with their hands out for federal money and declaring bankruptcy. And in the meantime, Ford is forging ahead with the most reliable, fuel-efficient lineup in their history. I've said this before, and I've always contended that when all the dust settles, the company that spent the most research and developmental dollars through this recession was going to be the ultimate winner. And now even Wall Street sees the progress we've made, as Ford just announced a third-quarter profit for its North American operations. Now, I usually don't like talking dollars and cents like this, but this isn't to be taken lightly here. GM, I think, is up to $50 billion they've taken from the government, and you and me, and without taking one red cent, Ford just turned a profit. Now think of the snowball effect, because as GM and Chrysler struggle to pay all of us back, Ford is now so far ahead of the curve that everything they do should keep us one step ahead of the competition. It actually gives me chills when I think about how far we've come in such a short period of time. Okay, so let's talk about one of these big award winners, the Ford Transit Connect work van. Imagine a van that sells for between $21,000 and $23,000, has 135 cubic feet of cargo space, 1,600 pounds of payload capacity, and delivers 22 miles per gallon in the city and 25 miles per gallon on the highway. Now take this puppy and configure it to your spec with whatever racks and bin system you might need, whatever style side and rear windows, including none at all if that's what you need, and then package this whole thing in a vehicle that's only 15 feet long. This one's a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see it now at Maritime Ford. I've got several of these Transit Connects coming in over the next few months, and each one of them is tweaked a little bit differently so you can all see the different configurations you can get this thing in. This is one of those vehicles that I can see addressing all the needs, well, of so many different types of professions. You know, whether you're a plumber, an electrician, a general contractor, a florist, an artist, a musician, a pet enthusiast, a traveling salesperson that needs to tote along a bunch of equipment, a delivery person, an architect, a teacher. I can't think of a profession that would not benefit from a vehicle like this. And it's affordable, and its fuel-sipping ways make it great for the environment. So where's the downside? And by the way, this isn't one of those quote-unquote let's rush it to market kind of vehicles. The Transit Connect was actually launched in 2003, and globally this thing has been huge. It was named the International Van of the Year, and that was what opened the eyes of the powers that be to bring it across the pond and let Americans start reaping the benefits. So this thing's already time-tested and award-winning, kind of like what the Ford Fiesta is going to be for us next spring, but that's another show. As always, if you have any questions, you can reach us at 684-0261 or through our website, www.maritimeford.com, or email us at save@maritimeford.net. As always, have a great day, and thanks for your time.
You've been listening to the Ford Advantage presented by Maritime Ford, home of the 1% rule. Don't forget to tune in again next Monday morning at 11:15 for another edition of the Ford Advantage with Steve.
It's time for Maritime. Maritime Ford Lincoln Mercury. It's time for Maritime. It's time to come and see the Maritime difference. It's time to